How are you doing? This is Martin from Gardens for Life. I just want to show you this mini or micro food forest that we've actually basically planted unintentionally in this spot because we just had a ton of mulch left over, like leaf mold, and we just poured it on top, put some wood chips on top as a mulch layer, and we basically planted whatever we had into it, including a number of different fruit trees and also even potatoes and tubers. This area is only about probably about 2 by 2 meters, and there's a lot of food grown in this little area. Even we have a number of different perennials and some annuals as well. Here is some potatoes, as you can see here. They were planted here 2 years ago. We just didn't bother harvesting them, and they're still coming back very strong and healthy. So we might harvest some of them this year. Here is some okra with the shamrock leaves, as you can see, looks similar to clover. It's also a tuber. Here's some bindweed, which you probably can't eat, I don't think, and we didn't plant that here. And here's some peppermint, which has a lovely smell, and it's also medicinal. It's a plant you can make a tea from, and it helps to reduce fevers, but don't do that. Your body is putting on a fever on purpose just to get rid of things that it doesn't want. Here's some blackcurrant plants. These are only 1 year old actually. You can see these are huge. They're about 1 meter tall already, 1.20 meters, 4 foot. And you can see there's already berries on last year's wood. And they look pretty good. You can see here, loaded with berries. Here's another okra plant. And here's a persimmon tree. This is a Nikita's Gift persimmon tree, which is a cross between the Japanese and the American persimmon. Should grow fine here in this climate. This tree has been planted here 1.5 years ago. We'll see how it goes. Here's some dandelions, which we purposefully do not weed out or dig up because you can eat the leaves and they're very useful. There's another one underneath. They're not doing any harm here. They're actually blocking out grasses from growing here, if anything else, that get blown in by the wind, for example. Here is a strawberry, and it's kind of trying to put its suckers in down in the path. We'll just redirect them over here and let them grow. Here's a goji berry. This one here, yeah, we know it's either the Chinese or the desert wolfberry of the varieties. This is a Goji Berry we got from America because they're really hard to get in Europe. It should hopefully have fruits now. We might get fruits next year off that plant, and we'll see how it goes outdoors. Maybe we'll have to propagate the plant and then grow some indoors in the greenhouse. We'll see how it goes. Let us know if you're growing goji berries. You can see plenty of peppermint here anyway, and some more potatoes. In this video I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to create an abundance, even if you don't have a lot of space in your garden or in your land. Even on this little area, we're actually growing probably about 20 or so different species of edible and beneficial plants, such as even medicinal plants. And it's only 4 square meters. I mean, most people would have that kind of space, unless you're living in an apartment, I guess. But then you can still do container gardening if you have a south-facing balcony. But you can actually create quite an abundance, and it's very low maintenance. We've basically done almost no work at all on this bit of ground, and the plants just space themselves out. As Sepp Holzer said, you just throw a seed mix and let nature sort out the spacings. Here's a fig tree, one of the 2 brown turkey variety fig trees that we have, and you can see here, usually the young figs actually overwinter on the tree, and they're the ones, and you know how many fruits you're going to get potentially, even in early spring or throughout the winter. You can see that tree is only 2 years old. It started off from a cutting, just a rooted cutting, and it's now about 1.20 meters tall, and it has several branches as well. So this is a big red currant bush. So I'm so proud of this one. This one was only small. This was only a 1 year old plant that we planted about 1.5 years ago. So this is only the 2nd season into it. Here's a Jostaberry. Here's just a few berries on it though. we'll give it a chance to actually put on some second year wood first, and then we'll get some berries from it. Here's a Jostaberry. We cut that plant back completely. This is a mix between a gooseberry and a blackcurrant, and we're just using the wood from that plant for the moment to grow more plants basically. You can see the root system is kind of exposed down here, which is doing it very little harm, but we might actually put on a bit more wood chip for mulching. And here's an ash tree, which we have too many of because it grows like a weed literally, even though we don't like that term. Here's a big giant rhubarb plant. Glaskin Perpetual is the name of the variety, so you can harvest it any time of the year because the oxalic acid in the leaves does not travel back down into the stalks as the plant recedes for the winter. You can see here there's a ton of stalks. That plant is only a year and a half old. We started that plant from seed just a year before last year, so it's about 2 years old now from seed. And you can see it has grown huge. I mean, compare the size of the leaves to my hand. I mean, these leaves aren't even that big. There was other ones here earlier in the year, about a couple of months ago. Just has more stalks now. You can see here there is some blackcurrants, more blackcurrants. Here's a beetroot that is going to seed. We're probably going to get a seed harvest from that. We had a number of beetroots down here grown last year, which we were starting to eat in the winter. Some of them we left to go to seed. Here's a marshmallow plant. Really lovely soft leaves, and you can use the leaves with its mucilage in them to make a tea for a rough throat or dry throat. It's a very good medicinal plant. It has lovely flowers. The roots used to be made into actual marshmallows back in the day when they didn't have all of those materials like food technology like they have now. So I'm just going to walk around here. There's actually a Valerian plant hiding in here. You can see it just about there. There's a leaf off it. It's a Valerian. It's good to cure for insomnia. You can use it to basically sleep deeper and calm down when you go to bed. These are, where are the honeyberries? Here they are. This is actually, hang on a second, this is a peach tree, which we rather ambitiously planted outdoors here. But it is full sunlight, so hopefully it'll be okay. This is a honeyberry. We have 5 bushes here of honeyberry. You need to have a few bushes so that they can pollinate each other. We haven't had fruits off them yet, but we're probably going to transplant them somewhere even more sunny, where they won't be outgrown by the potatoes, for example. Honeyberries are actually quite similar to a blueberry, but longer, and it's like different flavour anyway. So yeah, that's our little micro food forest. We're looking forward to enjoying lots of fresh food from this little area in our garden. And as I said, it's only about 2 by 2 meters, so almost anybody can actually set up one of these. And basically, even in a housing estate, you could have quite a number of plants, and even perennial plants that grow berries, or even, as you can see, rhubarb, or even medicinal plants like peppermint or marshmallow. All in one area. Even you can have some flowers in between too that are extremely beneficial to bringing in the insects, or beneficial insects that are pollinators. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and follow us or subscribe to our channel if you like. Thanks a million. Bye bye.